So for quite a while now, we've wanted to make a video all about Italian restaurant red flags, meaning signs that you can pick up on just by reading a so-called Italian menus restaurant that are pretty good signs that they don't actually serve real Italian food. The only problem was that we had a really hard time narrowing it down. The original idea was that it was gonna be our top 5 red flags, then it was gonna be top 10. We've managed to narrow it down to 16, and that made us realize that we could play bingo. So that's what we're gonna do today. Ava has a card, I have a card, and we are going to look at our own local Italian restaurants and see who can get 4 in a row first. Now, before we get started, a couple of quick disclaimers. Number 1, we're not gonna reveal any of the names of these restaurants. We're only using them for educational purposes. We're not here to endorse or discourage business at any particular restaurants. Number 2, just because something is not authentically Italian, meaning food that would be served in Italy, does not make it bad. We are not saying that. Food is subjective. If you like the food, that's great. That's not the problem. We're only here to analyze whether you can tell if a restaurant actually serves food that you would find in Italy. That's it. Do with that information what you will. All right, you ready to play bingo?
Always, I'm ready always to play.
Okay, so I've just pulled up the top results on Yelp. Our bingo cards have the same red flags on it, but in randomized order. And so if we encounter one of these items in a menu we see, you check it off. Good?
Easy. And who will win?
Whoever gets 4 in a row first.
So 4 in a row, I'm so sorry. It's like that.
Yeah,
like
diagonals, it can be
it doesn't matter the
diagonal,
direction.
across, down. No, you said you played bingo. You said you knew bingo.
It's not traditional Italian bingo.
Okay, here's our first menu. Let's see what we've got. I see one.
So here we have fried calamari. Nothing bad with this. The problem is fried squid, lemon, spicy marinara.
Marinara dip.
I know that in America you really like to dip everything. In Italy, actually, we don't have these things where we dip bread, calamari, pasta, pizza, and all the rest. So, when you have, for example, a plate of fried calamari, what you need to expect in Italy is a plate of fried calamari with maybe some lemon, some piece of lemon, but for sure they don't serve it with any marinara sauce, any mayonnaise, any mustard.
All right, we've got our first one. This is not one of our red flags, but it's kind of weird. Meatballs with a balsamic glaze. All right. So they have a carpaccio, thinly sliced raw beef, parmesan. Yep, that's one of the red flags.
It's real that in Italy we serve carpaccio with arugula on top, but we don't use parmesan. We use parmigiano reggiano. And because parmesan and parmigiano reggiano, they are 2 completely different things, from this you can understand that it's not real Italian.
That's a big red flag. Just any mention of parmesan, even if they're actually using parmigiano, the fact that they call it parmesan is just
wrong.
Not a good sign. We might get 4 in a row quicker than I was imagining. Ooh, this one's close. So they have a casarecce pasta with tomato, garlic, ricotta cheese, basil oil. Okay, doesn't sound that bad. But then add meatballs for an extra $6. Technically that's not on here, but what is on here is spaghetti and meatballs. This doesn't count, it's not spaghetti.
See, but it doesn't matter.
It's not on the bingo card, we can't check it off.
So it's like this spaghetti and meatball, this pasta and meatball problems. We separate the pasta, doesn't matter if casarecce, tagliatelle, spaghetti, whatever you want, from meatballs.
Wait, you know what I just realized? We can't check off spaghetti and meatballs, but we do have on the card
pasta and meat.
Pasta plus meat, which needs some clarification. Bless you.
I'm allergic to the pasta and meat. We have meat sauce that we eat with our pasta.
You have plenty, actually.
Like Bolognese, just to make an example, is meat, but it's not a chunk of meat. It's not a big piece of meat in your pasta. It's grounded meat that can create a sauce. If you want to eat pasta with sausages, you open the sausage, you crumble the sausage and create the sauce. But we in Italy, we don't eat like a whole sausage with pasta together. So our problem with pasta and meat is when you have, for example, a chicken parm on pasta or a chunk of whatever, beef, lamb, whatever you want on pasta. This is a no, 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 no in Italy.
So you have to cut it with your knife and fork, and every time you cut through it, you're just cutting all that beautiful long spaghetti into smaller and smaller pieces that you have to scoop up with your fork.
Alfredo is like a nightmare.
So we can check that one off, actually, because we
Absolutely.
have pasta plus big chunks of meat.
Okay, here we have penne all'arrabbiata, basil, tomato, cream, sauce. If a person knows what penne all'arrabbiata is, for sure this person knows that cream doesn't belong to the arrabbiata, because arrabbiata is just tomato sauce and a bunch of spicy pepper. Here the problem is the cream, because we Italians, we have some cream-based dish. Like, for example, what we can see in this menu is also fusilli, mushroom and cream.
Oh yeah, mushrooms and cream, you tend
Mushroom
to
and
do
cream,
together.
they personally I wouldn't put, but if someone likes cream, yes, they can go together. But for sure, arrabbiata and cream, they don't belong in the same plate.
It's not a hard and fast rule, because as you said, there are some exceptions, but if you see a lot of cream in sauces, and that's why it's on our bingo card here.
Oh, I'm very close to win.
Are you?
And this is a very easy one to get.
I'm a little bit worried. We're still on the first menu, Eva. Oh, there it is.
Caesar salad.
I think the Caesar salad, if I'm not mistaken, was invented in Mexico.
Sì, was invented in Mexico by an Italian, but it doesn't make the dish belongs to the Italian food. So the Caesar salad is not an Italian dish.
I think it's funny that probably the reason why you see Caesar salads on so many Italian menus is just because it's called Caesar.
Caesar.
Like, oh, ancient Rome? You're like, oh, it must be Italian.
Easy.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Well, I think that says fragile, honey.
So Caesar salad here.
This is heating up because I am one plate of spaghetti and meatballs away from winning, and Ava is one carbonara mischief away from winning. Okay, I think that does it for this menu. Oh wait, oh no. I just looked at the pizza.
Sì, pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Do you want to explain? Because that one's a little complicated.
Allora, we have in Italy the word pepperoni, but pepperoni in Italy is what you call red
Bell pepper.
Bell pepper.
And it has
in
one
general.
P in the middle.
And has one P in the middle. If, for example, you go and see on an Italian menu pizza con pepperoni, 1P, you think that is your pepperoni, but actually what you will have is a pizza with some vegetables on top. The pepperoni, as you call, what you mean, we don't have, we call it salame. And if you want a pizza with those pepperoni, you should order a pizza alla diavola or pizza with salame. Pepperoni is not Italian at all.
On a side note, I just saw their meatball pizza.
See, we need also the 18 because it's like, when have you ever seen Italy?
We have to stick with what's on the bingo cards. But in the meatball pizza, they actually say Parmigiano.
So they have,
So,
they know.
so that means that they have Parmigiano, they know what Parmigiano is, but they choose in all these other recipes to use Parmesan. All right, let's go to the next restaurant. They have a burrata caprese, fresh mozzarella, which is not burrata.
Bravo, Harper.
Oh, stuffed with soft cream cheese. I see. So that's how they describe burrata. Yeah, okay. Sure. Served with crostini, sliced tomatoes, basil, truffle oil, and balsamic glaze. We do have one of our red flags here.
Yes, and okay, we have several red flags, but just focus on what we have.
Oh, and the bingo card, Ava.
Yeah, I know, I stick to the game, don't worry. Here we have a balsamic glaze, a caprese salad, and it doesn't matter if you use mozzarella fior di latte, mozzarella di bufala, burrata, but a caprese salad is made with one of these three cheese, tomatoes, olive oil, salt, maybe pepper if you like, and basil. That's it. If you find a caprese with, for example, balsamic glaze, you know that is not Italian because we don't put balsamic glaze on our caprese. You want to enjoy the flavor of the mozzarella, you want to enjoy the flavor of the tomatoes that is acidic by itself. So you don't need to put something that is sour and acidic at the sour.
Not to mention sweet, very sweet. Balsamic glaze is very sweet.
Don't destroy a caprese. It's very simple and its simplicity is perfect.
All right, that's one of our red flags.
Okay, here Harper, I'm very close to win.
I'm still one spaghetti and meatballs away though. That could clinch it for me. How have we not seen spaghetti and meatballs yet? Oh, this one, we should have put this one on. Aioli sauce.
It's not Italian. I don't understand why.
It's French and
it's French,
Spanish.
Spanish, French, something over there.
I think the name, because it ends in a vowel, aioli, it like sounds Italian. I think people think it's Italian because of that.
It's not Italian. I have on our card there is.
Oh no! I think you just won.
I won because here the problem is grammar mistakes.
Grammar and spelling.
And here we have insalata di spinacca. Now, if spinacca is a new vegetable from America, I don't know. But I think that they want to say insalata di spinaci, which means that if you find a grammar mistake, you know 100% that can't be an Italian restaurant. At least write the menu in the right way.
Yeah, so that one can be a little bit tricky unless you know something about Italian, but man, misspelled words, poor grammar, that's definitely a mistake. Okay, yes, I know that you've won, but we're only on restaurant number 2, so let's at least keep going to explain the rest of these.
Madame Sassari, what did I win?
A dinner at
This.
at this restaurant. We'll go out to this restaurant tonight. Penne pasta tossed with grilled chicken breast, onions, garlic, spinach, and diced mangoes in a sweet and sour cream sauce topped with feta cheese. By itself, that dish, if you see that dish on a menu, that is a red flag. Yes, we can check another one off. Pollo piccata, chicken piccata, that's a red flag.
I want to make my compliment to them because at least they use the word pollo.
Instead of chicken?
Instead of chicken, they tried. By the way, I won 2 times.
You did?
I won 2 times. But by the way, chicken piccata. So, for my understanding, what here is called in all this menu is called piccata. Actually, should be a scallopina. That is, it can be a veal, a slice of veal, a slice of chicken that is cooked usually in a sauce that can be a lemon sauce, marsala sauce. The characteristic is that it's a thicker sauce because it's cooked with some butter and flour. We call this scallopina.
Yeah, no Italian would call it piccata. I don't know.
It's like the first time that I came here, chicken piccata, chicken piccata. What is chicken piccata?
And right below it, we have another one we can check off. Pollo parmigiana.
I know that chicken parm is a very beloved Italian-American dish. So here I'm not saying that it's a bad dish, but you are sure 100% that it's not an Italian food. It's not an Italian dish. We fry the chicken, we have the parmigiana, but it doesn't mean that you need to put the 2 things together thinking that it's Italian. It can be a good dish by itself, but it's not Italian.
All right, let's move on to the next one. This one, the top review says, I love Italian food. I mean real Italian food. Let's take a look. There are so many, just looking through this already, there are so many things we've already covered. But here, finally, spaghetti and meatballs, which means finally I have 4 in a row. Wait, I've had 4 in a row for a while. When did I get 4 in a row? I need to rewind the tape. When did I get my diagonal 4 in a row?
It was a
Did I win before you?
No, because and even if you win before me,
Replay.
there is.
Oh no, I think you just won.
I won.
Take a look at this restaurant. Is that a picture of an empty cannolo? Deconstructed cannoli.
Also in Italy, we have the deconstruction of a cannolo.
But it's not just an empty shell with you break up the pieces. And
We put
it's so
the
weird.
custard, the ricotta, maybe in a glass or in a cup. We put the pieces of the cannolo shell and we eat, but not like you have.
Just here's an empty shell and some ricotta. Here we go. Garlic toast. That counts as garlic bread, right?
No, you tell me.
I'm gonna say that counts. Garlic toast, because garlic bread is definitely on the bingo card.
Garlic bread isn't an Italian thing. The way in which we can pair garlic and bread if having a bruschetta is a slice of toasted bread and we just, how do you say, scratch a little bit the garlic and then we put usually tomatoes on top. But I think where we
Bake together garlic and usually butter in a loaf of bread.
it's not an Italian dish.
Oh, this one should be a red flag. I guess it counts as grammar mistakes. Cannoli is plural. Cannolo is singular. If you get one cannolo, it's a cannolo. If you get 2 cannoli, it's cannoli. There's no cannolis. Ooh, no, they've foiled us. So one of the things that we have is shrimp scampi. Here they've outsmarted us because they have a chicken scampi.
Scampi actually is an animal with claws that we eat. Shrimp is an animal, in Italian we call gamberi. The first Italians who arrived here and couldn't find the actual scampi, they cooked the shrimp that here they were abundant in the style of scampi, how we cook in Italy. But it's not really an Italian dish because one thing is shrimp, one thing is scampi. Chicken scampi.
That's a new one. I've never seen that before.
Please.
All right, I'm calling it. We're gonna do this last one and see if we can fill in these bingo cards. Ah, yes, I've got 2. I've got 2 of them. Number 1, we have a carbonara with bacon, ham, onions, olive oil, and eggs. I'm so surprised it took us this long to find carbonara mischief.
See, that's from a side, it's a good sign because it means that people, they start to finally understand.
Yeah, anything that's a carbonara that isn't just pasta, eggs, guanciale, black pepper. Even the guanciale, it's like, if they replace it with bacon, I kinda, it's like, all right, that's somewhat understandable. But when you start getting into like onions and olive oil, peas, mushrooms, all that, then it's like, all right, you guys don't know anything about Italian food.
You add or change or take out some of these ingredients, maybe you're making something else, but for sure not a carbonara.
And right below it, I finally have my fettuccine. And what a weird, look at this. Okay, this is bizarre. So they have fettuccine Alfredo, which is a classic that you see in America. The real fettuccine Alfredo in Rome is made with just butter and Parmigiano cheese. And then in America, of course, it's like a lot of cream and cheese and parsley and all that stuff. Their fettuccine Alfredo is bacon, ham, onions, extra virgin olive oil, and eggs. So it's the same as their carbonara, but with fettuccine.
No, but actually I think that they made a mistake.
That must be a mistake.
Because, for example, also their ravioli.
Oh yeah, their ravioli burner have bacon, ham, onions. Finally, we got our shrimp scampi.
See, we can, how do you say, cross
Yeah.
shrimp scampi. So Harper, we missed just one.
We missed just one, and I think we need to admit defeat. We haven't filled in all of our bingo card because we're still missing spaghetti alla bolognese.
Again, and I hope once for all, spaghetti and bolognese, they don't as we say in Calabria, non legano, which means that they are not meant to be together. The Bolognese sauce, that a meat-based sauce, requires a pasta that has its own flavor, that is strong, it's flat, it's, how do you say?
Fresh egg pasta.
Yes.
It's very specific.
Tagliatelle, pappardelle, fettuccine, but spaghetti and bolognese together not, because they, in a dish, they become a mappazzone. I want to, how do you say, challenge you. And what you need to do is to make a real bolognese sauce and make a plate of tagliatelle, pappardelle, fettuccine, you choose, it doesn't care, and a plate of spaghetti alla bolognese. Try to use a fork and tell me which one it's easier to eat and it also tastes better, because yes, they taste different.
There is a real spaghetti alla bolognese. In fact, we made a video on it. We'll put it up here, but it has nothing to do with bolognese ragu. It's made with tuna fish.
In a can.
Yes. Actually, a really good dish, come to think of it. All right, guys. Well, those were our top 16 Italian restaurant red flags. I'm very curious to know, because we try to learn about all different kinds of cuisines. If there's a cuisine that you're very familiar with, whether it's Chinese, whether it's Mexican, and you notice red flags when you're visiting restaurants that are supposedly of those cuisines, let us know in the comments down below.
I have a red flag for the American cuisine. The Italian.
For the American cuisine? For American restaurants?
Yeah.
You mean like when you go to an American restaurant in Italy?
In Italy, we do something that here you don't do in America. Actually, most of you don't do, which means eating on hot dogs with ketchup. What I learned here is that ketchup doesn't belong to a dog. But you know why? In Italy, every single hot dogs will have ketchup. Oh, I like.
I eat hot dogs with ketchup. I got so much hate for that when we made hot dogs in that video. I put ketchup on my hot dog. I did not realize how many people get upset about ketchup on hot dogs. Well, I gotta take this winner out to dinner at one of her new favorite restaurants, and yeah, well, we will see you guys next time.
Because I won.
You won. You won. You are a winner. You are a winner. Do you want to see what a winner eats for dinner?
Chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.